1 Corinthians 16, verse 34. It says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever." When David penned those words, he had trials. He had tribulations. His life was on the line. His father-in-law was running after him to get rid of him. And yet David could say, "Give thanks to the Lord." Why? For he is good. How do you see the goodness of God in turbulence, in hard times, in difficulty? What do you hold on during that time to keep you going when actually there is nothing available to see or cling on to? Well, I found that clinging on to God's promises can help you go through one step at a time, remembering those things that God has said, and always reassuring yourself that God is good and his love is everlasting. David had to run. David had to run from giants. His own family underestimated him. His father-in-law, his wife's father, going from place to place with villain mighty men wanting to take his life. Yet he clung on to God. Most of us will quit and try to look for alternatives because we might tell ourselves that it's too much, too long. And it was a long time for David. It wasn't just a week or a month. It was a long time. That reassures me that God came through for David. And David was the one who said of all the good things that God had promised, not one hadn't been fulfilled. He also said a young man he used to be, and at the time he had grown old, but he had never seen the righteous forsaken or the seed of the righteous begging for bread. Today it's difficult to see beyond the here and now. So many obstacles that makes you want to quit. But those obstacles, they're Satan's way of saying, you're not going to make it. But can you trust in God and know that he is good and his love is indeed everlasting? Are you aware that you can actually hold on to that love? That God never fails. His love is everlasting. Do you know you can cling onto that regardless of the situation that you see with your naked eyes? Yes, you can. You can cling onto God's promises to you. And God has made promises to each and every one of us. But do we believe it? Do we believe it? Can we make it our own in order to see how good he is? Because when temptations come, they come with fear. And fear tries to hinder us. Fear makes you ask yourself, are you worthy enough? Are you good enough? It always shows you someone else that's better than you, a scenario that you are not a part of. But is that really true? Well, for starters, let's trust in God. Let's trust in his promises. Remember that God is good and his love endures forever. This is Magdala with a time for God, presenting the Under 5 meetings at 5 a.m. motivationals. This is the 29th day of November 2024. I'll see you in the next video.